Hey guys, I'm Jeff and you're watching Valley Fish. Today we're going to go through my red tail guppies. If you all remember way back when Lucas got in an order of red tails and pretty much was the inspiration for me to get some. I really liked them. So long story, I went on eBay, found what looked like to be the best option for sellers. Ordered up a trio. They came in, the parents had all kinds of parasites. The two females were pregnant. They ended up dropping right away, so I saved those fry. They grew up a little stunted due to the parasites and medications after medications. I was able to, they've been clear for 4 months and gained a lot of weight, so they're looking good, but I spent more money in medication than I did at the fish. And when I bought the fish, I paid up for them too, so that was pretty disappointing on going through that seller. Won't be doing that again. And kind of made me leery on getting in new fish to begin with. They were first generation, as the way they said it on their sale, first generation from their imports, but basically just made a headache for me. So during the fry growing up, I raised them all up in a 30-gallon. With all the parasite problems that was going on, I didn't know if I was going to be able to save them or not. So they ended up playing a little ball with the casher. Yeah, he tears everything up. But let's see, they ended up growing up in a 30-gallon in community breeding, which, you know, if they had bred true wouldn't have been a big issue, but of course they didn't, which was just more frustration. So we're kind of behind the 8 ball now of they've been community breeding, so we're going to go through, clean up the line the best we can, and we'll see long term really what comes out of it. Not real sure, but we're at least going to make an attempt. I got this much invested in them, so the ones that we do keep are really pretty. So I hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching. Okay guys, so these are the red tails. I'm sure I've told you about by now, but I'm trying to adjust the light a little better. I do have the light set up on the back side of the aquarium. It doesn't really give the reflective traits very good, but it does light up the tail, as you can see. And like this guy that's got the patterns, we're gonna try and get rid of all these guys in here that are showing pattern. We're going for just the solid red tails. So we'll go through and sort these guys out and see really what we got. Well, the disc didn't stay on very long before these guys knocked them off. I do have this tank. It's pretty dirty. Basically don't use this tank for a whole lot, just grow outs occasionally every once in a while, and it's pretty scratched up. But it's about 30 years old, so it's about time to permanently retire it. But I did get the glass somewhat cleaned up, just good enough to see all the scratches. But got the air filter shut off temporarily, just so just make it a little easier, I thought, to see these guys at the surface when I'm scooping them out. But we'll get them all scooped up. Cats are fighting, of course. But we're gonna get them all scooped up and we'll take them outside, and hopefully we got some keepers out of these guys. But kitties, would you stop fighting? Nope. Cat chase. Okay, I've been going through and scooping a few males. These ones both have the tail pattern. And there's a female in there, so the female, let her go back to the main tank. Then I should be able to just scoop these guys a lot easier. Try not to net them too much, but just add them back to the dipper. Take out the water added. And take the net back down. And there's so many of these guys. Whoop. And just going to repeat the process about 50 times. And you can hold it up, check them out in the light, and decide what you're going to do with them. Still got a bunch more to go. I know I've shown this in the past. It's going to be hard to catch it on camera, I think, today, but put these guys in a little cup, bring them outside. This here is a really stellar fish. I really like him, but he's starting to get that pattern all over his tail. Really faintly you can see it, but he's got a really pretty color. Kind of disappointment that he's got that pattern. But on some of the hard ones I had to bring outside just like this in the cup, just to be able to make that decision. Looks like it's finally picking him up. If he'd hold still, you'd see it, but these are the females. Now granted, they're all going to be impregnated by anybody that was in the tank. So what I'll do is, the females are just starting to get color. I'll probably let them finish coloring up. And I'll probably select a few to keep the fry from. Now some of these females have like the pattern splotching just like the males do. I will later let them fully color up, and as I see them, kind of like there's one down on the corner here, I'll probably remove them. But lots of females to choose from. These are the males that I am still deciding on. There's a few in here that they basically don't have body color. Like the far left one, I'll probably pull that one just because of lack of body color. And I think there's another young little bloomer, but there's one that's got black on the body. I'll be pulling him too. But we'll take a look at them. We'll take them out to the fence and get some natural daylight on them, and it'll really hopefully make them pop. And here is all the ones that are, now I would say these are all male, but there might be a few females that during the netting process, if I couldn't tell after a certain period of time, they just went in here. And I think there was 2 females that had spotting on the tail, and I noticed that during the inspection, and I just instantly put them in with the males. So if you got a real keen eye, you might say, hey, they're not all males, but that would be why. And I think there was one female that was just really tiny and stunted, so she went in there as well. But we'll take these guys out to the fence, and you'll get a view of them as well. These guys will not be staying in the colony. They'll be going to the local fish store, and we'll be trading them in. So we'll take them all out and get them on natural daylight and see what it's the exciting part to see. Now it is super hot outside, so we're not going to spend a lot of time outside, but we will at least get a glimpse of them. Okay, got these guys out on the fence, catching some good daylight. You can see the yellow starting to come out. I pulled these guys out first just to get the viewing, because as soon as I moved the container, I had one jump in the tank again. So gonna try just in a different spot, just see how that works out. Yeah, there you go. Oh, bad reflection though. Okay. Okay, back to the other two containers. Not sure which one you guys want to see next. Let's take the females out. Okay, I can see a lot of red and blue. Unfortunately, the ones that got a really good color also seem to have a lot of black in them. And the black, I think, is what I'm seeing for the spotting on the males, but we'll keep an eye on them. Like in the main tank, there's not any fry cover, so the chances of the fry making it are not very good. So for these guys to collect fry, I'll have to put them in the basket and intentionally collect the fry, so we'll be able to select which females we want to pull from. Not too bad looking for being stressed out in the container. We'll move them over here and then we're gonna call it. I like that picture. That was coming out really good. Okay, we'll go get the males. Okay, so we got the females back at their tank. We're actually gonna let them hang in the corner and rest and get temperature acclimated back to what they were, so just in case they heated up while we're outside. But while they're adjusting back, we will grab the males and take them out. Okay guys, for me on this, it's hard to see because of the sunlight reflection, but when I held it, it sure seemed like we got some good footage with the sun in the background. But yeah, these guys are awful blurry. Put them on the fence here. We'll probably try 3 different places. There we go. Clear. Bad thing is you get me in the background. So like I said, there's still a few of these that after we're done recording, we'll probably make the decision whether they stay or go. Ah, trying to be still. Not very good at that. So that one's getting a lot of silver on his head. He's awful pretty. Does have that really bad black spot right at the beginning of his tail, but it's another nice one with some silver coming out, but same issue. But like ones like this that don't have much red and little, not as fully grown, got me concerned to keep them. But like I said, where I messed up by letting these guys colony breed, that's probably don't really matter too much. But I do have, I don't know if I'm gonna say it in anywhere else in the video, but I do have some more fry that are about 3 weeks old, and if I got space and play my cards right, I'll be able to sex them and split them. And the females from them might be mature enough to catch up with some of these males, but I'm not sure the timing's gonna work out because these guys are like 8.5 months old. So by the time they're ready to have fry, probably not. But alright, well, kind of getting a little warm on these guys, so we're gonna get them back in. Alright, females have had enough time to make sure that they're adjusted back. The water did feel like it was a degree or two different, but nothing drastic, so there they go. I'm gonna save that container and we'll go through the males. And poor males, they keep getting harassed, but I'm gonna go through one more time, just make sure that there isn't anything I want to pull out. So I'm sure you guys got a plenty good enough view of them, but kind of a pretty line. Might be worth the effort. So I think like this guy here is coming out. Poor color. And there's one with the black body that I know is in there. It might be him. But hard to find on camera, so we're gonna call this probably be the end. Okay, if we can keep all the silly females out of the front of the container, we'll be able to get a view of the, what is there, 5 males that I decided to keep. They all have the little black spotting right, or black line right at the beginning of the tail, which there's 2 younger males that don't really have it yet, but I'm sure they will. But the 2 younger males, I just kept them. One because he had the matching dorsal. He's right there. Really nice body color. The other one doesn't have the matching dorsal, but he has this gold pattern on his body that none of the other ones had, and for that reason I just kept him. So not too big a deal. But there's funny how these guys are the same age, but the body shape and some are way behind in growth compared to the brothers. But that's the 5 that decided to get a stay. Okay guys, just because it's getting a little warm, we're not going to be out here very long. But I have decided to add the original trio to the fry that we just selected. So you can see they're all doing pretty good. But getting warm, so I'm going to get them back inside.